Individual Performance Commitment and Review Form, IPCRF for Part 1 to 4, School Year 2021 to 2022. This form is an Excel-based version of the Part 1 to 4 of the Individual Performance Commitment and Review Form, or the IPCRF, as prescribed in Debit Order Number 2, Series of 2015. It is intended to assist teachers, ratees in the preparation for their IPCRF form, RPMS phases, the IPCRF and the development plan during performance planning and commitment phase accomplish IPCRF with computed final rating during performance review and evaluation phase. The data gathered using this tool will help the rater in identifying the needs of teachers and in providing appropriate interventions. This tool shall be accomplished by each teacher. When all parts 1 to 4 are accomplished, the teacher should print and submit this tool with a portfolio to the rater for final review and assessment. Overview. Please open this workbook with a Microsoft Excel 2010 or later. The Excel workbook has 11 viewable sheets. Read this encoding sheet proficient, that is the green colored sheet tab, that is IPCRF 1, 2, 3, and 4 for the proficient, still in green colored sheet tab. Encoding sheet for the highly proficient, that is blue colored sheet tab, that is under IPCRF Part 1, 2, 3, and 4. Encoding sheet proficient and encoding sheet highly proficient, the sheet is partially lack and only certain parts or the information box on top, spaces for ratings, and the name of approving authority at the bottom are unlocked for encoding. This is where you will encode the ratings that you have obtained in all classroom observation periods, that is COT 1 and 2, as reflected in the COT tool rating sheets and from the supplementary materials that the RF you have provided in applicable objectives. This is where you will also encode your IPCR rating, the quality, for the other objectives. The sheet automatically computes for the average transmuted rating of your ratings will be the rating for the quality of the classroom observable objectives in the RPMS. The final ratings are automatically reflected in the IPCR Part 1 and IPCRF Part 3. You need to open the workbook, the Excel, that is Microsoft Excel 2010 or later. Click Enable Editing when a prompt appears. You click Enable Macros or Enable Content when a prompt appears. Click Update when a prompt appears. Then read and understand all the content of this Read This sheet. Then click Begin at the bottom to start. For the encoding IPCR ratings, encode all the required information at the uppermost portion of the sheet. Input the name of the employee, ratee, position, bureau, the division, the name of rater, position of rater, date of review. Type also the name of the approving authority at the bottom of the sheet. Input all the ratings for the classroom observation period you have been observed and the ratings for the supplementary materials or the TRF you have provided in applicable objectives. The sheet computes for the transmuted RPMS rating for quality for the classroom observation objectives based on the ratings that you encoded. Double check if all ratings in the necessary queue columns are filled in on both and the encoding sheet. And the IPCRF Part 3, take note of and follow the instructions found on the right side of some objectives. Ensure that the final numerical and adjectival ratings reflect on the space at the bottom of the sheet. Accomplish the competencies part of the IPCRF. You need to open the IPCRF Part 2 sheet to begin encoding. Input the number of competency indicators 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 for each and the 6 categories of core behavioral competencies that you have demonstrated during the performance cycle. D. Preparing the development plans. Open the IPCRF Part 4 sheet to begin encoding. Encode your strengths and develop needs for both the functional competencies and the core behavioral competencies. Input your corresponding action plan, timeline, and resources needed. And last, submitting IPCRF parts 1 to 4 to your rater. Print all 4 sheets, the IPCRF parts 1 to 4 that you have accomplished in the required number of copies. Submit this to your rater together with your RPMS portfolio. There will be a face-to-face validation of the IPCRF between the rater and the ratee. It is developed by Angelo D. Uy, the school principal too of BINAN City Science and Technology High School, School Divisions Office of BINAN City. Thank you, Sir Angelo, for giving us this copy. Let us begin. Are you ready, teachers? Name of employee, example, Teacher Eloisa. Position, Teacher 1. School division, example, Bacoor City. And then the rating period is the school year 2021 to 2022. Name of rater, example, Teacher Eloisa. Position, Master Teacher 1. Can be also your principal or your head teacher. Date of review, example, is July 15, 2022. So as you can see here, we have different KRAs. So let us check now. Let us try to answer the KRA1. So example, the COT1 rating given to you is 5 and the COT rating 2 is still 5. For the objective 2, as you can see here, kapag ayaw nito, teachers, mag-a-alert naman yan. So, kasi nga, numbers 1 to 5 lang. Example, the score is 4. Okay, so now, let's move to the objective 3. Take note, the objective 2, it's non-observable. Hindi siya nasa classroom observation. So, yan yung research base. And then objective 3 is COTs. Example. Okay. Now, for the objective 5, still COT. Example, the given is 7. Next is 7. For the objective 6, still COT. It is 6. And then, example is 7. Okay, now, we're going now to the KRA2 under objective 7, 8, 9, and 10. So, we have set A. Ito yung mga supplementary materials. And set B, yung naka-blue, that is the COT or the TRF. So, here, for objective 7 to 10, accomplish only the white cells on the set A or B that you used. Leave the other set blank. Delete content of column K, quality rating, column N, average, and column O, score, corresponding to the set that you did not use. Okay, so let's check. Let's try. Okay, example is 6. O, sang ayaw nga pala rin kasi 1 to 5 nga pala. So, but before that, we need to delete first yung mga nasa column K, N, and O para hindi siya maging 0 ang score. Example, kung ang gagawin nyo ay set A, i-delete natin yung set B under column K and column A and O. Now, let's proceed to the objective 8. The same thing. Kung ang gagamitin mo ay set A, i-delete mo yung content ng set B. Kung ang gagamitin mo ay set B, i-delete mo yung content ng set A para hindi 0 ang maging sagot doon. Let's now do the objective 9. So, the same thing. So, this time, set B ang sasagutan natin. So, dinilit ko ang content ng set A. Okay. So next, let's proceed to the objective 10. So again, TRF ang yung ginawa ko. Okay, so there you go. Next. So i-delete ko yung content ng objective 10. Okay, now, let's proceed to objectives 11 to 19. So napakadali na nito. So, ito na yung gagamitin natin. So again, sorry. Kapag ayaw talaga, mag-a-alert naman yan. Kung mali yun na input nyo. Kasi dapat hanggang 5 lang. Okay. So, example lang to. And then after that, you have now your final rating. That is 4.250. And the adjectival rating is very satisfactory. Okay, so don't forget to write the approving authority. Okay, now let's proceed to IPCRF Part 1 Proficient. So, ito na yung pinaka-summary ng ginawa natin kanina sa encoding sheet Proficient. So, wala na kayong gagawin dito. Ito yung ipiprint nyo. Depende kung ilang copies. Usually, 3 copies ang sinasubmit. Personal copy, isa sa division office, at isa sa school ninyo. Okay, the IPCRF2, ito yung core behavioral competencies. Okay, so let's answer. Example, for the self-management is 4. For professionalism ethics, 3. For the results focus, 2. Example lang to, teachers, ha? And then for teamwork, 4. Service orientation, 4. Okay, now let's proceed to the IPCRF Part 3 Proficient. Okay, so makikita nyo dito, teachers, for objective 7 to 10, you need to manually type in the colored cells and the quality ratings for the set A or B used in the IPCRF Part 1. So, hindi siya na ilagay automatically. So, ang gagawin mo, pupunta ka dito sa ginawa natin kanina, sa in-encode natin kanina. Okay, so check natin. So, kanina sa objective 7, 8, 9, and 10 is 5, 5, 4, 4. Okay, now let's go back. So, encode natin 5, 5, 4, 4. Okay, so the same na, final rating natin. Yung kanina, at saka yun ngayon. 4.250, and that is very satisfactory. Okay, so we're done, teachers. So, thank you sa nag-develop nito kay Sir Angelo D. Uy ng School Principal 2 ng Binyan City Science and Technology High School, School Divisions Office of Binyan City. Thank you, sir. And then now, the part for the development plan. Okay, so gagawin nyo yan, sasagutan nyo yan. And then, to naman blue parts ay para sa mga highly proficient teachers. Those are the master teachers. Okay, so the same thing. Iba nga lang, mas mataas nga lang yung level nila. Okay, I hope teachers, you learned something from me today. So don't forget to subscribe sa aking YouTube channel. And then, kung gusto nyo ng soft copy, ilalagay ko dito sa aking comment box or sa description box, ipipin ko. So, thank you for watching!